What's happening, guys? It's Shane here. So the career that you decide to go into is going to have a huge impact on your future financial success as well as your overall well-being. And studies have shown that people are most happy when they're making over $70,000 to $75,000 a year, depending on which study you look at. And it doesn't take a genius to see that making more money means you're going to have less problems and more freedom. And less problems means that you're going to be less stressed, you're going to have less things that you have to worry about, and that in turn is going to make you more happy. Now, if you choose a career that doesn't make you very much money, you're going to have a lot of other problems that pop up in your life. And if you just go purely for your passion and choose something that you love to do, but there's no jobs out there, or if there are jobs, they barely make any money, then unfortunately, you're probably going to have to get a second job, or maybe you might have to work 80 hours a week, and your overall happiness will ironically go down. And everybody knows that money isn't everything. It's not the only thing that contributes to your happiness. But if you're going to spend a bunch of time and money and effort breaking into a career, you're going to want to make sure that you're compensated well. So you really have to find a good middle ground between passion and practicality. So in other videos, I've gone over degrees and majors and industries that create the most millionaires. And in those videos, a lot of the times the millionaires were created because the people that went into those careers ended up starting their own business, they became entrepreneurs, and that's how they made their millions. But in this video, I'm just gonna go over careers where you don't have to become a business owner, start your own business, become an entrepreneur. You can just get a job in one of these careers, just be really smart how you invest your money and become a millionaire that way. Because let's be honest, even though entrepreneurship is a great way to become a millionaire and become financially free, it's definitely not for everybody. So the first one I'm gonna go over on this list is going to be physicians, aka medical doctors. And everybody knows that doctors make a lot of money. The average doctor makes over $300,000 a year, and certain specialties make a lot more than that. And I think this is a really good career to go into, but I also think it's a little bit overhyped. And the reason for that is because it takes so long to become a medical doctor. You're gonna have to do 4 years of undergrad, 4 years of grad school, and then usually at least 3 years, sometimes up to 7 years of a residency before you can even start making the big bucks. And not only that, but during this whole time, especially in medical school and then when you're in residency, you're probably going to be studying or working over 80 hours a week. When it comes to being a doctor, work-life balance doesn't really exist, and it is one of the professions that has the highest suicide rate and depression rates because of that. And then additionally, you're constantly around people who are at the lowest points in their lives, and that can tend to rub off on you and you can get a little bit jaded by it. But with that being said, if this is a profession that's right for you, if you do your research and make sure that it's right for you, then this is a really, really good one to go into. Now, the next one on the list is going to be engineers, and this one probably doesn't surprise you at all, but basically engineers make extremely good entrepreneurs, but if you aren't an entrepreneur, you don't want to go down that road, this is still a really good job to get into. Kevin O'Leary, aka Mr. Wonderful, talks about how he loves investing in companies that are run by engineers and hiring engineers because these are the people who have real world problem solving skills, and they're generally very intelligent and very hard workers. And engineers are the people who create or design new products, or they actually improve upon existing products. And these are skills that basically every company out there wants. Now, I will say that getting just any engineering degree isn't as surefire of a degree as it used to be in the past decades. You know, you do want to do your research and make sure you're getting a degree that's going to end up getting you a job, but engineering is still a very, very solid choice. Now, I could have chosen a lot of different careers for the next one on the list, but I went with financial planner. But really, this is just overall anybody who's involved in the finance industry. And financial planners are basically people who help individuals like you or I decide where they should invest, where their money should go, make a plan for retiring. And this is just a very, very good industry in general to go into, and financial planner is one of the best careers in the industry. Now, the next one on the list is going to be investment banker, and these are basically people who who choose where to invest money that's put into a bank. And if you're able to break into this career, basically all investment bankers make over 6 figures. That's almost like an entry-level salary, and a lot of them are making over $1 million a year. So this is one where you don't have to go off on your own, create a business, do all that stressful stuff. You can just work within the confines of this career and still become a millionaire pretty easily. The next one on the list is going to be still in the medical profession, but it's not going to be medical doctors. It's going to be one step down from medical doctors. And by that, I mean physical therapists, nurse practitioners, pharmacists, people who have a professional degree, but they don't want to take the time to go through the 12 years or longer that it takes to become a medical doctor. The salaries in these careers are very, very good. And in general, the medical field is just a very stable job to get. In my opinion, it doesn't matter how good artificial intelligence gets, they're never going to be able to replace nurses or doctors or anything like that. And there's always going to be demand in the medical field because unfortunately people will always be sick and they'll need someone to take care of them. Now, number one on the list, and if you've watched any of my other videos, you can probably guess which one this is, and it is a software engineer, or really anybody who's involved in computer science, computer programming. This is going to be so huge over the next 20 years. There's already so much demand right now, and the demand is only going to go up as artificial intelligence and technology becomes more and more prevalent. And the amazing thing about becoming a software engineer is if you decide that you're somebody who just wants to be an employee for the rest of your life, you just want to live a simple life, go to work 40 hours a week, and then go home and enjoy the rest of your time, this is great. You can go into that. But if at some point in the future you decide that you want to try your hand at entrepreneurship, this is also an incredible industry to get into. You will have insider knowledge and an insider track on creating software that different companies might need. One thing that's great about creating a tech company is a lot of them end up getting bought out by big businesses like Google or Facebook. And I think a mistake that a lot of new entrepreneurs make is that they don't have an exit strategy. And a great exit strategy is to get bought out by a big company for $10 million, $20 million, $100 million. Make sure to check out these videos right here. I made them just for you. Go ahead and smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the little notification bell, and then comment down below what you think about the video or any other video ideas you have that I should make. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.
Good day, fellow investors. We discuss a lot of stocks, investments, sector analysis, discuss the economy, and who knows what else on this channel. However, such focus might lead us to forget about the key components of investments and something that's way more important than any stock analysis, any macroeconomic trend, or whatever the Fed does. So in this video, I want to remind the seasoned investors what it is that really leads to wealth creation over the long term, and provide motivation for the new and upcoming investors to show what can they achieve with very little over the very, very long term. So what we are going to discuss now, we're going to use an example how to become a millionaire, and then we're going to discuss the most important things when investing. The habit of investing, compound interest, and that's why I used Einstein on a thumbnail. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Who understands it, earns it, who doesn't, pays it. And then further, very important thing is having an investment goal, knowing what your goal is, and then you will find a way to get to that goal. So let's immediately start with a few examples to see how investment works over time, and that should be the base for every investment mindset. If you follow this, you are guaranteed to succeed in your investing life cycle. I'm going to go through 4 scenarios. The goal is to reach 1 million in each scenario. We're going to go through different investment returns and see what happens with different monthly investments amounts. At the end, we will come to an investment scenario that's not that improbable, where you can reach $1 million with just $3 a day. Unbelievable, but I think everybody might be able to do that. So if we have the goal to reach 1 million in 10 years, we have to invest a lot of money. If we start at the bottom with an achieved return of 12%, we need to invest more than $500,000 and $4,505 per month to reach $1 million. If we lower the achieved return from 12, we go to 10, 8, 4%, then we have to invest $817,000 in 10 years to reach 1 million. So this is not so motivational. But let's go to 20 years and you will see how if we double the investment horizon, the monthly investment not only halves, but it becomes 1/3, 1/4 of what it was in the 10-year scenario. So in 20 years, we need to invest much less. With a 4% return, 2,700 per month, with a 10%, 1,300 per month, you see that as time goes, the monthly deposit becomes smaller and smaller to reach a significant sum like $1 million. What's very important also here that small differences in returns, 8, 10, 12%, lead to huge differences in what you have to invest. Let's see 30 years, and you can see here how the monthly deposits really become very, very low. At 12% over 30 years, you practically need to invest just $10 a day, and after 30 years, you'll be a millionaire at 12%. At 10%, a little bit more than that, $15 a day, 20 something at 8%. Over 30 years, I believe everybody can reach 8%, and that will be returns on average over the long term. So don't worry about the current low expected returns from the high valuations, because if you invest on a monthly basis, you will do well over time. And then let's see 40 years. If you reach a 12% return, which is possible, you need only $103 per month or 3 point something dollars to reach 1 million in 40 years. So even if people say I have only little to invest, $100 per month can lead to huge returns over the long term. And I believe that in this day and age, everybody can make an extra $100, $200, $300 a month. You take a side job, you start an online business, you do something, and a few bucks here and there can easily be made. If you're consistent, you will learn how to make much more with such a side job. Nevertheless, if you keep at it over the long term, the results are practically guaranteed. So the key is to invest on a monthly basis, look for compound interest, look for good returns over the long term, not to be afraid of lower returns now because you know that over the long term those returns will average out. However, the monthly habit of investing will allow you to weather whatever happens and lead you to your goal. And the fourth is, of course, add something every month to it, make it a fixed percentage of your income, and you will do well over time wherever you invest and whatever you do. Now, what are the problems with the data we have seen? Well, many say 20, 30 years, 40 years is a very long term. Well, it is correct. Then 10, 12% returns on investment, high. From current perspective, yes. However, I have a few tips that will help you mitigate that and that you can do both. You can live your life normally and have something that works for you on the side that leads you to the million goal that we have set. Tip number 1, make it automatic. So make an investment tool something somewhere automatic that puts something aside that you don't even feel. You have seen how $3 a day can make you a millionaire. So if you do that, over the long term, it's automatic. There are investment funds that do it automatically. You can set up a brokerage account where you automatically put in your money and then you buy once every quarter, once every month, or once every 6 months. You put that money into one stock that you think it's okay and you leave it there for 20, 30 years. I guarantee you that you will be amazed by the return of something like that, even if you think the amounts you're putting there are very, very little and insignificant. Over time, compound interest will accumulate. The third tip, if you have an investment portfolio which you like to manage, which you like to maybe have shorter time horizon goals, create another broker, another investment. There are very cheap brokers, almost free brokers now. Create an account there, put it automatically, buy every 3 months, so have 2 brokers and let it compound over time. Find a stock, okay, this is the stock I like this month or this quarter, put everything in and forget about it for the next 30 years. You will see the results. Looking forward to your comments. Any ideas about this? Any ideas how to increase the value for our viewers here? How to make it easier, how to make it better, how to make it stronger? Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.